There's something really dreamy about white picket fence and a beautiful spring garden. Do you agree? If you would like to see how I set up these beautiful Dutch doors, some interactive elements and fun components, please stick around. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is the last setup we have on here, and this is the collab video I did with Tracy, and this was another advanced setup I did, and this was so fun to put together. You can watch all the videos I'm mentioning. They're all linked in the description, and I'll try and link it here as well so that you can come back to it. And this is where we are with my new journal I started in the month of May. And I need a few more pages to finish off the month. So I have this set of stickers that I pulled out from this one. This is the seasonal love from Live Love Posh. And there are quite a few stickers in this collection. I did use a couple of them in the earlier setup. And as you can see, this is a gorgeous set. So this sticker book recently got restocked because it got sold out. And I have some printables from Archer and Olive. And this is a B5 journal. And I also have some additional tapes, PET stickers from the Washi tape shop. And you can use my code Priya10 for 10% off at the Washi tape shop, Live Love Posh, Archer and Olive, and a few other shops. And have my usual tools and the self-healing cutting mat. Most of the tools are from Journal C, and my code Priya can earn you 8% off, and it can usually be stacked on top of sales. So don't worry about memorizing all of the details. I'll have all that written perfectly for you in the description so that you can go check it out. And if you'd like to see such creative ideas for your travel purposes, your journals, your planners, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, and you also turn on the bell notification so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of that. And I also pulled out one of my punches I have used earlier. This is just from my stash. I did not go and buy anything. So this time I'm trying to take out my punches and stencils, and punch will be the focus here, but I have a few ideas that I'm working on. So just make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss any of that. And there's a lot of fun stuff coming, and I just counted the number of days I will need pages for. So this is my daily journal, and if you can see, this is slightly bigger than the normal A5 that you are normally seeing, I guess. So I'm trying to start off with the middle pages, and again, did I make another mistake? It is likely. Oh no! Yes, I do. I try and tell myself I will not have an oops moment in this video, but looks like I did again. So I miscounted the pages because that's what happens, and I do a terrible job at multitasking. And if you are somebody who loves multitasking and if you are a pro, then I'm sorry, I don't belong to your crew, but there is always a way to rescue the pages most of the time, I must say. And the worst case, you just stick it together and move on, but I think I managed to rescue it. So this is where we are. This was the page I was supposed to cut because the two pages in the very middle are what I wanted to do the punches on. So that's what this page is for. And with such a chunky journal, I mean, it is a 160 page journal, And the quality of the pages, the journals, it's amazing because it's the Arch and Olive journal. And most of my journals are usually. So it is a bit tedious trying to get the punch to work closely or go too close to the spine, and I do not want to destroy the integrity of the journal. So, this is what I had in mind, and I'm going ahead and cutting the page, and you can see how I'm turning the punch over so that I can see where exactly I'm going. And I will try and link all the products I can possibly get hold of. And this was from a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And this very simple act of using the punch gives it such a decorative finish. Can you see that? And since I cannot go all the way to the spine, I think I tried my best. I tried to sneak in as much of that as possible. I even tried lifting it, but that's real life. And I could have avoided all the struggle, but I thought that I should keep it transparent. I should keep it genuine here, just the way I normally do. And can you see all those scraps flying off the back of the punch? Oops. Yeah, I'm glad you do not have the actual audio track of this because you would have heard me scream along with this when it just flew out of my hands. And sorry about all that shaking because I think it was the punch and all this movement was kind of making the iPad holder just shake often. So I'm sorry about that. And if you are wondering what kind of stand I use and what the iPad is, because I film my content on my iPad, not mine. It was an older version. It's quite old, yeah. So that was repurposed from my son's school device, which he had to take to school. So that's one of the advantages, right? With two boys, and they go through the devices because it gets through so much. You have no idea, right? If you have kids, I'm sure you can relate. Their devices go through a lot of torture, and the screens crack. The sometimes a motherboard just blows off, and all sorts of crazy things. And the kids, they need a replacement right away, right? So some of these, there are difficulties with software updates, and this, I believe, was from 2017 or so. So it's quite old when if you don't treat it well. I think it does have a bit of an issue and it acts up. But if you're careful, if you are an adult, and then I think you do tend to take care of things a bit more better. So, because of that, I've been able to use this ever since I started my journey here on YouTube. And if you are wondering how my whole setup is and how my organization and my actual craft space looks, please check out my craft room tour. And from here is where the actual spring garden setup starts. And I was hoping to have that lay down in the order the colors go with the alphabets. And this is the advantage of the sticker book because you have quite a few elements that are already provided for you. That's not quite an arch, but I think we can go ahead and fix some of those crookedness. And that would be spring. I'm spelling on the left side, and the garden would go on the right. Both the G's are right next to each other, but I'm glad it's in two different colors. And I hope to do some arches this time. Can you see where I'm going? And again, this is something that you could incorporate into your journal if you are having one set up for your granddaughter. Again, I get asked that question a lot, and I do tend to share things as I can. And if you are looking for ideas, and if you are somebody who thinks that a gardening theme or an outdoor walk to, say, the Japanese garden or something of that sort, if you are going on a picnic to maybe a botanical garden or something outdoors like so, I think this would be a good way of bringing those memories into your journals. And let us see. Even the garden, I don't think the N is all the way straight as an arch. And I think I'll just let go of that perfectionism. And I think it does look good as such, because I would like the symmetry of the start and end of both the phrases to be at the almost at the same symmetrical aspect. You know what I mean? So that is the arch part of the actual Dutch door that we will be doing. And this did come out a bit different than what I had thought it would, but I think it came out good. And I was able to use a lot of the elements from this collection. And this is, I don't think I let that stay because it was just getting too much, and I wanted something behind that picket fence kind of effect I was going for. And I did come back and make some changes here, if you can notice, and we are yet to fix that oops moment. Can you see that? It is starting to lift off the bottom page, but we will have that fixed when we get to that page, so don't worry. And I think the arch is more or less fixed now. And we will come back to our Dutch doors now. And I think it's a very simple way of bringing in the alphabets since it's already available for us. So there goes our first Dutch door on the left, and I think it did come out okay. Although I have to admit this is very different from what I had in mind, but that's the beauty of it, right? Just don't overthink it. Just let the process evolve. Do you agree? And let me know if you have done something similar. And if you have, what challenges you faced. Was it the size of the journal? I think a smaller size journal would have a better look, as in the same kind of setup would look much better in a smaller sized journal because there is only so much space that's available to work with. And I think, yeah, taking off that bottom sticker was in fact a good idea, I think. So let's get back to this Dutch door and we will finish off this side because we have to make our garden after this. And I'm going with the sticker and let's try and reposition some of that. Yeah, I think now that arch is more or less fixed, it was looking really weird, I have to admit. And you can see how useful that self-healing cutting mat is because you have quite a few cutting to do and if you are like me, you will be pretty heavy-handed and you will end up damaging the pages. And if you are somebody who likes to see after the pens, because this journal is my daily journal, so there's a lot of personal stuff that I write in here. And that is the reason why I hardly ever share my after the pens. But if you are interested in seeing how it would all look filled in, I think it would be a good idea to let me know in the comments so that I can try and accommodate that. And I have been working on a few other setups that I may or may not record or have the flip throughs of because they're quite personal to me. And if you know me, you know how I love to learn new things. So I have been trying to get back to some of my classes lately because if you are aware of what was happening in my neck of the woods, then you know that things I had fallen off track for a bit. And I was traveling all of a sudden, then I came back, and then it just got busy to have the long story short for you. So I have been trying to get back to learning new things. So I did get started with a course for myself, and it's a 2-week course that I enrolled for. And I'm having one of my journals, I believe, one of Bonnie's favorites, which came out for Bonnie is the lady behind Arch and Olive. She had her favorites come out for her birthday. I'm not sure when it was, but I believe it was earlier in the year. And I think I picked up 2 of the B6 journals that she had introduced. And it's always easy when you have multiples. And I am awaiting my order from Live Love Posh. There's an upcoming release. And also the academic launch at Laurel Denise happened, along with the summer release from Arch and Olive. I have all of those headed my way. So do you think I should do like a flip through of my latest haul? Because there are quite a few items that I had picked up because I had not bought for a while. And then I did end up spending some money because with multiple releases and a lot of things dropping, I think I wanted to treat myself a bit. So I did pick up a few items, so they're all headed my way. And I even ordered one of the wrong one of their kits, the subscription boxes that come, but I did not subscribe. So if you wait for a bit, I think they do come out to pick up individually and you don't have to subscribe to their boxes. So that's what I did. So that is already here. And I also have some items that I bought from Planything. So all of those should be here in the next few days from when I'm doing the editing here. So let me know if you would be interested in seeing my haul. It's been some time since I did one. And there are lots of fun products, so it's going to be so much fun, because who wouldn't love to see some new products, the journals a bit more in detail, and I will have all the details of the upcoming releases that will be happening in the near future for you in the description if you are wondering what they are and when they will be coming out. So can you see how I'm also trying to decorate the back white space, because we have quite a few of those butterflies, and I think this did come out very beautiful. And I'm also trying to balance some of the colors, if you can see what I'm doing. And this is a great collection for the month of May, because Mother's Day happens, and then there are other end of the year stuff that happens if you have kids who go to school, and then you have some of the end of spring, start of summer kind of temperatures in some areas. So you have the florals starting to change, and a garden is always a good idea when you are in spring, because temperatures are getting warm. But if you ask me, it's already quite warm for me, but yeah, I can always have my perfect spring weather, at least in my journals, right? So that's the beauty of it. And there goes our next set of butterflies. We'll try and reposition them a bit. And I've been wanting to try these printables from Arch and Olive. Not try, as in to use them. I should reword it. And these are still available, and I believe they came out last year. It's been some time. And lately, my discount code can be used on printable stickers. And if you are wondering how to get started with printable stickers, I do have very beginner friendly tutorials. I will link them for you. And the software is so user friendly, and you can use them even if you don't have any cutting machines. You can still use the software, do all the playing around with, and just do the final cutting by hand. It's as simple as that. And you have a lot of options when it comes to the software and what features they have, like having them in different orientations, like what I did here. So if you notice, some of these sticker sheets have been flipped vertically or horizontally. I believe it's vertically here. So that's how you get the perfect images for the Dutch doors. And I don't think I did the Dutch doors this time, but I still wanted to use that set of stickers. And I'm sorry if my camera is shaky. I did not realize that the table I was sitting on was just too close to that holder, and that's why I think the wiggling around was happening. So this is our set of functional boxes that I will be using now for some additional space to have highlights or something that I would really like to pinpoint. This sticker book has the perfect amount of decorative and functional boxes, plain boxes that you can make clusters out of. Even if you run out of the decorative boxes, you can still put something together. And even for your planners, these clusters are pretty useful. You can put them across multiple days and you will have functional space for appointments and events or something of that sort where you want to see them up front in one glance. So these are just perfect. And if you would like to see how I set up my planners, I do have the full playlist available, and I do that on my own leisure, and I do the flip through with you so that you can also see how it all comes together. And let's get to these big clusters now, and I think they would be perfect for this space because I wanted something underneath the picket fence, and I think there is some color underneath. I could have, again, I'm giving you another idea. I could have just gone ahead and added some distressings on top of the stencil or the picket fence that we created, but I don't think I wanted to deviate from that white picket fence idea I had in mind. So this is our next part where we need some decorations underneath the white picket fence. And we will have some smaller elements also come in. And yeah, just using the scissors to trim right there so that it can be used on two different spaces. And we also need something for that white part in the center because we didn't quite get to the spine, remember? So just putting that there, and I think that is better, yeah. And I'm not sure I want both the watering cans on one page. So maybe we will have some additional clusters, and then we will have the watering cans to accompany that. And we can have these clusters on alternate pages, on every page, depending on what you need. You can always bring them in. And we still have a few more elements in here, the decorative ones. And I totally forgot to use those washi strips. And if you would like to see such creative ideas for your planners or journals, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any fun ideas that I share. See, that watering can was just perfect there. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And let's bring in that decorative aspect and maybe a longer box would make sense there. And I almost used up the entire page here. And we have those bigger florals that can always be used somewhere else. And let me know if you like to kind of add finishing touches to your spreads because they just pull the whole spread together and make it look complete, because otherwise I think it does look kind of unfinished at some point. And let's use some of these boxes, and I'm trying to combine the boxes and the colors that are already in the pictures or in the illustrations, I think that would make more sense. And we have some, yeah, that's perfect. And you see how some of those minor elements can just make the spread look together or put together even more so. And let's see. And I definitely think it lacks some washi tapes because we will come back and add some of the washi tapes from Live Love Posh. So this is, most of it is Live Love Posh, but I have a few Arch and Olive elements that also came in. Did I just put that down crooked? Maybe not. That's fine. And let's see. Let's bring in some more of those lotus flowers. And yeah, let me know how you like this. And if you have done something similar. And if you have ever used punches in your setups, whether it be planners or journals. It is such a versatile tool. And whenever I do see such decorative ones, I do make it a point to pick it up if I have a chance. And let me see what else. Yeah. You see how effortless those clusters can be? Some of these are so perfect for even for the normal pages which you otherwise may not have had any other decorations. Just put a couple of these elements together and you will have made yourself some beautiful clusters. And we will also come and add some washi. You will see at the end of the whole flip through. I did not realize that the video had cut off. And so now let's dive into some of the washi tapes, and I'm picking a couple of colors which I think will go with our theme. And I wanted to bring in some of those colors at the bottom as well. And this washi cutter from Live Love Posh is just perfect to make sure that it sits snug against the spine. And I'm trying to also cut off the washi tape at an angle. Just basic trimming is what I'm doing. I'm using both the tropical set, washi set, and the black and white set. And I also have some of the other colors that came out, like the pastels and such. And I'm also throwing in a couple of flowers at the bottom just to bring in some of that color onto the bottom part as well. And I will also come and add some black and white now because I think the picket fence needs some black and white touch right there, right? Do you agree that the moment we add something black, everything else pops? Do you agree with that? Or is it just me? Because every time I do so, I think all the colors turn a bit more brighter. And this was part of the black and white set. And there are some amazing washi tapes coming from Live Love Posh. If you have started seeing the sneaks, I'm not sure when they would start showing them, but when you do, you will totally understand what I mean when I said so. And I also use some of the scrapbook paper from the sticker book to bring in some of that color. And you see how I'm just trying to keep it minimal yet symmetrical or very similar to each other even when we turn the page. And this page also, I think, needs some washi touches. Do you agree? And as you can see, I have most of my Live Love Posh washi sets here. And I'm also trying to see if I should pick some other colors. So this was the pastels, the neutrals, the tropical ones, the black and white, and some of the I believe it was called the citrus set. And that had the slightly wider orange, pink, hot pink, and a mix of the pink, orange, and yellow. I think it came out with the fruits and florals set. And this is the next set of washi tapes I'm bringing in. I thought the green and the purple, the colors are very, very, very matchy. So that's why I thought this would look good here. So coming back to this one, and I think this should be pretty much where we are with the finishing touches. And let me know if you have done something similar, as in adding washis, a different color on each page, just to make sure that the colors match. And let me know if you have any specific questions regarding any of the products that I used or any of the techniques that I loved to bring in. And I think this is pretty much it. And adding some last set of stickers to finish it off. Maybe right there at the center, just moving the butterfly a bit, but I think just that finishing touch would be enough to kind of make sure that we have some interesting elements, but without overpowering what we have on the page already. And please find all the videos I mentioned along with all the shops, links, codes, all that useful stuff that will help you get to these products, like say the names or any releases that are coming. All of that are in the description. And if you would like to have a say on my channel and you would like to help me with choosing a theme or doing a lot of fun stuff behind the scenes and all that, please make sure you check out the membership options that I have details of in the description. It's a lovely community we have there, and they are the first set of folks I reach out to whenever I have any questions or whether I'm not sure what theme to go with or what journal size to pick, any of those. You know, all the big problems we all have as creative folks. All of that can be found in the description. Please support me if you really hope to join me in this creative journey. And I think these last couple of bows, they're always cute, and I'm also trying to bring in a couple of these smaller elements. I wish I could have said that I finished off the page, but not quite. There are a couple of elements that are still on the page, and I think it is okay. I will get to them some other time. And let's finish off the set of preserves or jams. And this looks very much like that cottagecore kind of look with all the garden and the cottagecore elements that they have going on, like some of the charcuterie board and all that. And finishing off some of these clusters. You think you're done, but then you keep adding and adding, but it's fine. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. I love these finishing pages for the month of May. And please let me know what your favorite element was from what you see here. And hope you liked today's video. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.